You're inside K-Day's community show. Your issues, your topics, your community. Now.
It's 93.5 K-Day. Happy Sunday. It's the K-Day Community Show, and I'm your host, Trey, also known as Trevon Smith here at 93.5 K-Day. It's always a pleasure to be here in the building on a beautiful Sunday morning. First, like we always say, we always want to give shout-outs. Thank you for everybody emailing us and giving us a call throughout the week, letting us know what events they have. We have some K-Day community shout-outs we'll do at the end of the show as well. I definitely want to give a super-duper shout-out to all the brothers and sisters locked up, because we get an overwhelming amount of calls. So we are their inspiration on Sunday mornings, and hopefully something we're doing can help you guys out. This week, we're talking about financial responsibility. We're talking about purchasing your first home. We're talking about not being scared to make a transition from renting a home to buying a home. We're talking about fixing your credit on your own. We're talking about just becoming more financially aware of what you can do. I know it's only October, and we're trying to get ready for January, the new year, 2014. And I'm here with Andrew, and he brought in a new slogan for me today: how to keep more of your hard-earned cash. All this information and all the show's information can be checked out on www.icclending.com. And good morning, Andrew.
Well, good morning, Trey. How are you today?
It's good. It's good for you to be up early with me.
Oh, always. You know, it's good to be up early on a Sunday morning, talking about, how to make people's life better, how to empower people to make better decisions, and it's good just to help people understand that they have options.
And options is definitely important when communicating with the K-Day listeners, because we have so many listeners and so many emails and interviews, and people are always sending what they thought of the show, and this is one of the shows that people love to hear, because we know, because you get phone calls as well as I get phone calls. So that's why we like to bring Andrew back. We want to help people because I've seen the people we've helped.
Exactly.
It's like, it's hard not to get that message out there. I'm like, dang, we only helped like 3 people this month. We need to help more.
We need to help more. People need to call more and get free help. I think the reason why a lot of people are not calling is if you already have terrible and bad credit, it's sort of like a shame, you don't want anybody to know. But guess what? That's when you should call, so you can get the free help that we're offering. We help you analyze your credit for free and tell you exactly how to fix it for free instead of paying somebody to do it.
Now before we get in details what your company does, www.icclending.com. For some of you guys listening, you can kind of get the information and web browse while we're talking. What is it that you do in your past experience in real estate and in credit consultation, so people can have an explanation of exactly of what do you do?
Well, I've mentioned this on your show several times. My name is Andrew Ojeisekhoba. I'm the president of Integrity Credit Corporation, and quite simply, we help the average American, especially in California. We help them understand that it's better to own your home rather than renting. And what does that mean? That means you have to have the good credit to qualify for a mortgage. You have to have enough money for down payment. And we teach you how to manage your mortgage and your home after you have closed escrow. So we're specialized in helping people get purchase loan mortgages or helping people refinance a mortgage if their rates are too high. We also specialize in helping people find the right home in the right location. In addition, I haven't mentioned this much in your show, but we also do insurance. So we're fully licensed by the state of California to offer real estate, mortgage, and insurance products.
And that's some details I definitely want to go into each one of those categories. But what is your background? Because some of our listeners don't listen every week, and they never may have caught this show with you on it. What is your background as far as to where you're at now as far as the president of ICC Lending?
Well, I've been in the business. I've been in the mortgage and real estate business for about 12 years.
Okay.
I have a college degree in business administration.
Okay, and I don't mean to cut you off. That's something I wanted our listeners to hear and understand.
Yes.
It's not somebody who's just coming here and said, okay, I went to what's that called when you go online and fill out for a business a license and
no. We're not a fly by night. We didn't happen overnight.
I definitely want people to understand that. It's somebody who's been in the business.
We've been in the business,
who's college educated,
yes,
and who knows what they're doing and have a passion for doing this kind of thing for the community.
Yes, I mean we're fully licensed by the state of California. Let me just throw out my license number: 017878669, 017878669, 017878669. So if you go out to the Bureau of Real Estate, you can punch in my name, punch in my number. My name is Andrew Ojeisekhoba. I've been licensed for a long time. I've been in the business for over 12 years, and our passion and our goal is to educate your listeners about their options when it comes to becoming a homeowner, and also when it comes to fixing their credit for free. And this is something that we've mentioned on your show over and over.
Yeah, we have. I mean, throughout time, we've talked about this, and we've helped numerous people. And through the process of my beginnings of meeting Andrew, I jumped on board as far as what he was teaching, and he also helped me show me how to clean up my credit. So it's definitely something I've experienced hands-on, and I've seen a remarkable turnaround. So I definitely want to put that in everybody's ear who is listening, that I've seen it hands-on. That's why I believe in what this man is doing. I believe what his company is doing. They're actually going to community. He's going right here locally in neighborhoods to churches and groups throughout the community, saying we can help you guys. And I want to touch on that as far as well. If you have a group that wants to go over as far as helping with their credit, you do those as well.
Yes, we do group seminars. And we've done a few of those in churches. I've gone to a few homes. If you have a group of 5 or more, and you want us to come to your home or come to your community center or come to your church, and right there and then pull your credit and show you exactly how to fix it. Because everybody in the country should have a credit score of 700 and above. I mean, that said, only about 40% of the people in the country have that much high FICO. Everybody else has a credit score below 600.
Exactly.
I'm sure there's a lot of people listening that have bad credit, and they're wondering, well, how do I fix it? My credit is so bad, I need to file bankruptcy. I'm like, no, you don't need to file bankruptcy. What you need to do is talk to somebody who can explain what your options are. Because if you don't know what your options are, then you have no options at all.
And that's something I definitely, we're going to stay on this subject. But if you're just tuning in, we have Andrew from Integrity Credit Corporation. I want to go ahead and give out your numbers, Andrew.
My toll-free number is 888-816-6407, 888-816-6407. And my cell phone number is 949-232-9569.
And you can hear all this information and see all this information and verify all this information at www.icclending.com. And we also have a special going on for today. Today's October the 13th. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. We have a special going on today.
Well, it's more we're trying to encourage and help people. If you go onto our website and you complete your application and you pull your credit online, we will refund the credit report fee. I mean, it's $17. It's not really that much, but we want you to take that initiative to say, okay, you know what, I really want to do this. I want to get on the board and fix my credit and stop renting and become a homeowner and try to keep more money that I earn rather than throwing it away in fees. Then we want to help you.
And that's how to keep more of your hard-earned cash.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just want to, Andrew brought that into me there. I actually like that slogan. But I want to emphasize, if you go, because I know a lot of people say, well, I'll go pull my credit for free. Well, it's not the same credit report, because I used to do the same thing. If you go online and get a credit report, it doesn't give you the details. It might miss a couple things that you have here and there because it didn't pick up by certain bureaus, but your mortgage pull is something that details everything on your credit report, and it actually gives you a phone number of the people you may owe money or the people you're actually have an open account with. So it's entailed with a lot more detail.
Yes, we've always talked about how it starts with your credit.
Yeah.
And I encourage everybody to have a mortgage credit report. When you go back buy a car, there's a different credit report. When you go buy furniture, there's a different credit report. But if you want to buy a house, or if you want to know general about what's going on about your social, what people are reporting on your social, you want to have a mortgage credit pool. And that will cost you about $17 to $20 depending on where you go. But if you go on my website, icclending.com, click on Apply Online on the top right corner. In about 5 minutes, you will get a copy of your credit report. And that's a mortgage credit report. It's very easy to read. I will explain every single detail to you in about 5 minutes.
And it's kind of like when you get your syllabus for your statistics class or calculus class or some kind of science class. You know how you see a couple things on there where you understand, but you see a couple things that you don't understand. That's what Andrew's for. To explain. Once you learn how to read it, you'll know how to read for the remainder of your life. It's pretty simple after that. After somebody's coached you through the first one.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember when we first pulled your credit, months ago. You were like, "What the heck? What the heck is this?"
You don't know what you're reading. At first.
And I told you exactly, hey, this is how it's gonna work. Mm-hmm. And the last time we pulled your credit, it's over 620.
Yeah.
That's huge. For me, that's something I brag about every time we have a victory for somebody who's getting ahead.
And as listeners, we're all family, so I'm not afraid to share my information with you guys. When we started off, it was about $495.
$495, yeah.
Now we're at $620, and it's I'm gonna go ahead. I just got me a new car.
You didn't have to pay anybody.
I had a brand new car, and he showed me how to. You didn't fix my credit.
You didn't have to pay anybody.
I didn't have to pay anybody. He just showed me. We do a couple lunches here and there, but I mean that's we're human beings. We're supposed to take care of each other in some kind of manner.
But that's what it's all about. Yeah. If you're going to stop renting and you're going to become a homeowner, that's a step in trying to keep more of what you earn. Because when you rent and you pay rent, you're just throwing away your money. Everybody has to live somewhere, somehow, but if you're a homeowner, you own a mortgage, you're going to be getting a lot of tax benefits. And I have a friend in the show today who is going to tell you a whole lot more about that, down the stretch. But it's important for your listeners to understand that the purpose is to encourage them to become a homeowner.
And when we say a homeowner, we're going back from homeowners to fix your credit, is because when you fix your credit, everything else is easy.
Everything else is easy.
It's like trying to go to trade, whether you go to trade school, college, or whatnot. You got to take those general ed classes.
Exactly.
And that's fixing your credit. So we're trying to help you guys out in some financial responsibility 101. Like, let's take care of your credit. Let's start now. It's October. We got a couple months before January come. We always talk about taxes coming for people that can make a major move with your tax money. Let's fix our credit.
There are a lot of other reasons why you really need to fix your credit, Andrew. Were you going to get there?
No. I want you to touch on that. That's Mr. Right. Edgar.
Yes.
Mr. Edgar, he was in the building, so I definitely want to introduce him.
I'm an associate with Andrew. I met him, and we've shared some wonderful thoughts and ideas on how to help people. But improving your credit score affects your life in many other ways, including your ability to get a good job.
Yes.
A lot of employers are checking your credit score now before they hire you, and when they go through that. So that's one area that's very important. Another area is renting.
Yes.
A lot of landlords are going to check your credit score to see if you have see if you're responsible financially. Mm-hmm. So everything eventually, as Andrew has mentioned, should lead up to purchasing a home. That's a great accomplishment, but also think of the fundamentals. The basic survival now in our country, a lot of it is dependent on a good credit score.
Yeah.
Tells people your character and your responsibility.
I'm glad you touched on those basics as well.
Well, I mean, in second to what he was saying, even the United States of America, they worry about their credit rating, and it's a huge deal now. Coming up in another couple of days here, they're going to be voting about paying their debts. We're already going through a government shutdown right now. I mean, the credit rating of the United States is important to the whole world. If they default on their credit, it's going to be devastating to everybody. I mean, come back to the low end, we individuals. Having a good credit, ensures that you're going to pay less fees, you're going to pay less interest, you're going to pay less taxes, you're going to pay less charges. Because if you have bad credit, you're always going to pay more.
Always.
So always going to pay more. So we want to encourage people to fix their credit. It might take you 2 months. In your case, Trevon, it took about 8 or 9 months, but you went from $495 to over $625. I'm sure if we pull your credit now, you'll probably be at $660 because you've been doing so well. So you can only go up.
You can only go up.
You can only go up once you start.
Now, the hardest part of that is you have to stop what you're doing, set some kind of goals. You have to, and I don't want to say nobody's told me this, but I'm going to go ahead and say I think you have to write it down.
You have to write it down
and disperse your monies accordingly. So you need to call the people that you owe and eventually pay them off, whether you set up payments or you're fortunate enough to make a total payoff. But once you start making those payoffs and those payments on your credit score, it slowly goes up.
Yes.
So after you do that, and right now we're trying to run through everything in a certain amount of time and get to where we need to get. But after you take care of that, you want to go to get a secured credit card.
Well, there's process of improving your credit. First, you have to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
Stopping the bleeding means that you have to contact your creditors and set up a plan whether you're going to settle your debt. You might owe $1,000 and tell them, hey, I want to pay $200. Let's call it a day. They allow that. You stop the bleeding, and then you want to plant new seeds. Plant new seeds, get secured credit cards. You say, well, nobody's going to give me a credit card. Guess what? You can get secured credit cards from Wells Fargo, US Bank, Union Bank, Citibank. It doesn't matter how bad your credit is, you can get those. So, and the reason why we're doing all of this is because we want you to understand that you should have a focus of becoming a homeowner. Stop renting. Look forward to becoming a homeowner, because when you own a mortgage, it's going to benefit you on your taxes eventually.
Absolutely. So, Andrew, also, I think our listeners need to understand that the technique or the system, whatever we want to call it, really, you need a professional like Andrew and our company to be able to walk you through what to do first. You don't want to go out and just start throwing money at different things. Yeah. There's actually a nice step-by-step system. It's all very basic and fundamental. And Andrew's very good at walking you through that to show you the fastest way and the lowest cost way of getting your credit score up. And through that, as Trey mentioned, you also have to learn what not to do anymore, because you don't want to repair something and then ruin it again, repair it and ruin it again. So being aware or being educated in how the system works is very, very important. This will be a lesson that you can teach your children, your friends, and hopefully it just spreads and everybody gets a better credit score and improves their lives.
I'm glad that he mentioned that teach your children, because we've always talked about parents. If you have an 18-year-old or 17-year-old and above, you need to teach them the importance of having good credit. It's not very uncommon nowadays to have kids co-sign for their parents. It's actually very, very common nowadays. Before, it wasn't that common. Now, a lot of the clients that we help, their kids are co-signing for them to be able to buy a house. So if your credit is messed up because you made mistakes in the past, don't beat yourself down. Get up, teach your kids about the mistake you made, so that everybody in the family will have good credit.
And good credit goes a longer way than we can talk about.
It goes a long way. It gives you access to so much more.
It's kind of like showing your I don't have a proper analogy for it, but it's like you're showing the society and the government, hey, I'm responsible now.
Exactly.
So then they say, I trust you more with this, and there's like you said, there's less fees, and there's less
interest charges,
interest rates, and interest rates, and when you get involved with principal and interest rates, you'll be surprised at what you're really paying for your car note, what goes to principal and what goes to interest. Because my first car, I paid more on interest than the car note. Principal.
And that's common.
Oh, yes. And folks, you have to understand, we live in a country, in a society where you cannot avoid being involved in credit. As an example, as soon as kids turn 18 years old, especially if they go to college, they will instantly be bombarded with credit card applications, pre-approved. And if you're not going to be there to coach them or help them, they're helpless. They're just going to start taking those credit cards, and before you know it,
in the jungle.
That is one of the biggest problems in America today. The debt that our teenagers are holding is incredible.
And
it's only getting worse.
It's not even even that, now they're in college, they have a student loan, they get credit cards, and by the time they graduate, they have about $50,000 in debt, and they haven't even started their life. And they say, go get a job that pays $30,000 a year. How are you gonna survive?
Exactly. One of my college professors, they always said, everybody majors in business.
Yeah, that's right.
You just don't know it.
You just don't know it.
Doctor, lawyer, you can be a biologist, but everybody majors in business.
Yeah.
Once you graduate from high school, you'll be dealing with monies. So let's man.
You're either going to know the rules and learn how to defend yourself, or you're going to be at the mercy of everybody else around you.
Exactly, man. Edgar, you brought some wonderful points to the show today.
I mean, that's why we're here we're starting this whole new series on your show, how to keep more of your hard-earned cash. Keeping more, you can make more, doesn't mean you're going to keep more.
Exactly.
You can win a lottery, you can get a gift, you can inherit money, doesn't mean you're going to keep it all.
Yeah. It's a learning process.
It's a learning process. Learning, and the first step of keeping more is to make sure you watch your credit. Because if you don't watch your credit, if you don't pull your credit every 6 months to make sure that nobody's using your name frivolously, if you don't watch to make sure that you're not super spending, you're going to end up in a mess. So we want to educate your listeners to let them know that we're here to help you fix your credit for free. We don't charge anything. The only thing you're going to pay for is the credit report itself, which is about $17. But how to fix it is absolutely free.
I want to touch on the highlights we were talking about. Investing to keep more.
Exactly. I mean, you want to invest, when you invest in real estate, you're eventually going to keep more.
Okay.
Because if you're renting, you cannot deduct your rent at the end of the year, interest payment on there's no interest payment on your rent. Rent is rent. You can't deduct it from anything. If the house you're renting appreciates in value, when you got in there, it was $300,000 home, and 2 years later, now it's $400,000. Well, the owner owns that equity, not you. But you've paid rent the whole time while the house was appreciating. So investing in real estate, will help you keep more eventually of your money, and understanding what to invest in. If you already own a home, and your interest rate is over 4%, you should call us. Maybe you can lower your rate and lower the amount you're paying. If you're over 62 years old and you don't own a home and you're still renting, there's something called a reverse mortgage purchase. You can use a reverse mortgage to buy a house. If you're a vet, you serve the country in any arms of the armed forces, you can get into a house with zero money down. There's just so many programs out there.
And I was talking
available.
to our guest last week, and I was saying before I actually got a chance to work within the K-Day community as far as doing the community show and out in the events, there's programs you'll never know about.
Yeah.
You'll never know about certain programs. So when Andrew says contact him or Edgar, and we'll make sure we reiterate all the numbers and the websites, because these guys are they specialize in these financial consultations and can point. Believe me, if they don't know what they're doing, I'm saying if they don't know a specific area, they'll point you to somewhere where somebody else can help you.
Yes.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
They're not trying to hurt anybody. They're not trying to harm you. If they don't know something, they'll say, hey, go over there, because they know you're going to come back to them as far as later on down the line, like, hey, I can trust those guys. And that's what they did for me. So that's why we're here. I want people to hear Andrew and hear Edgar and understand there are people out there trying to help people with their finances. We're trying to get you from the negative to zero, and then after we get you to zero, we're trying to get you into the positive. They're slow or short or fast.
And help you keep it.
And help you keep it.
It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep.
Exactly.
And that's what Edgar and I are going to be teaching consistently, to let you understand ways by which you can keep more. Financial independence, so to say.
And I want to, it's Andrew from Integrity Credit Corporation. I want to just reiterate this information once again for people just now tuning in to the end of the show. His toll-free number is 888-816-6407. He even gives out his cell phone number, and believe me, the man calls you back within an hour if he's not on the phone or whatnot. It's 949-232-9569. You can hear all this same information and read it for yourself at www.icclending.com. He has his broker license number on there, his NMLS number on there, his DOI number on there. It's an Integrity Credit Corporation, specializes in free credit repair, analysis, and recommendation. Free analysis for purchase and refinance mortgage loan programs, free real estate consultation, free insurance consultation, free small business loans. It's just an array of work that they do, and I've seen them do it throughout, from the IE to the OC to LA. I mean, they set up seminars. This is something you want to put in your phone, text the man, give him a call, just email him and harass him and tell him you heard him on the K-Day Community Show, just to let him know there's people out there listening, because they're actually in the community, man, trying to bring something to the people and make them aware of the programs that are out there that can help you get on your feet and to a better life.
You know, I mean, a lot of people wish to do better. You know, maybe you're making $10 an hour right now and you're thinking, I'm never going to get out of here. You know, that's not true. I mean, I remember there was one time I was making $5.75 an hour. The hourly rate have gone up now. I was making $5.75 an hour, but with education, with a lot of reading and hoping and just working, you know, opening up, going into avenues where you thought was close to you. Read, educate, reach out, call people. I mean, call somebody. If you don't feel comfortable calling us, call somebody else around your neighborhood. You know, but don't just sit there and feel sorry for yourself. Do something. You know, but we are preaching here about getting ahead by becoming a homeowner, fixing your credit, get into a house, and then get some good insurance products to protect what you have. And that's how you're going to keep more of your hard-earned cash.
Now, a lot of people, keep in mind that today everybody wants to do everything on their own because they have so much information out there, but it's so important to have somebody that will keep you within the boundaries of good choices, because you usually don't have too many opportunities to make a good choice. If you make a bad choice, as an example, buying a property that is way out of your financial range, you can get in a lot of trouble.
Exactly.
But Andrew, what we'll do here is we'll make sure that it's the proper home, the proper loan, and if we need to build up your credit first, that might have to be the first thing you do before you purchase a home.
Absolutely. I mean, that is the first step for us. And there's some people have called me and say, you know what, I make, you know, so amount, and I said, well, why would you want to buy a home that expensive? Who are you trying to impress? You know,
stay in your budget.
Stay in your budget. Start with a 1-bedroom condo, build it up to a 2-bedroom condo before you get a house. I mean, well, somebody called me the other day and goes, well, I want to live in LA. Is LA or nothing? I'm like, why LA or nothing? You can't afford it. Why don't you go maybe 10 miles away from LA, save about $10,000 a year. By doing that, your gas money from driving is only going to probably be about maybe $2,000. So you're saving $8,000. That you know, it doesn't sound like much on a sitting, but it's a lot in the course of the year. And that's how you're going to keep more of your hard-earned money.
I like that. I definitely like that.
Now, one other thing, too, about keeping more, if I'm sorry for coming right in here, is I know we had mentioned earlier about keeping more of your money, and taxes will be a topic that we'll talk about later as our programs progress. But one of the things I learned when I purchased my first home that nobody had told me about was that you can actually increase your take-home pay after you purchase a home. And we'll touch on that a little bit later. I don't know if Andrew wants to talk about that now. But that, I'll tell you, that is very, very powerful, because most first-time home buyers will usually sit down and pencil out their budget. And then they will calculate, well, we have X amount of dollars to pay to buy a house. Gee, we don't have enough. But there's such a thing as a tax write-off that comes with the mortgage interest that you'll pay. And Andrew will touch on that a little bit later, if not in this program. But we're going to show you. We're going to coach you. We're there for you. Think of this as having like an older brother who's out there making all the mistakes and all the different choices, and you get to watch.
Yes.
Because I'm second oldest of 8, so I used to watch my older brother, and he would shotgun through life, and I would see him make a choice that didn't work out very well. Well, guess what? I wouldn't repeat that. I'd learn from it. So we're kind of like your older brothers here. We've been through it. Andrew and I have gone through the hard knocks of life ourselves, and now we want to teach people to hopefully help you avoid those mistakes that you don't have to make.
Yeah, and one of the big mistakes a lot of people make in a lot of your listeners, I think a lot of people are saying, well, you know what, I owe too much, I'm going to file bankruptcy. Don't do that. I did that in 2004. It beat me up big time. It set me back so far behind that I thought. It took me a while to get back to where I'm at right now. So, and I didn't owe that much. I only owed about $15,000. And nobody, the lawyer who did my bankruptcy didn't tell me, you know, hey, you know what, why don't you consult with your lenders and see what you can do. Nobody told me that. Yeah. And I went and I filed bankruptcy and it was over. So there's a lot of things you need to know before you take that step.
And that's why we want to get you guys to at least go investigate for yourself and see what kind of programs may be out there. I want to give you the information again. It's www.icclending.com. All the information we talked about is on there. The broker numbers, the NMLS number, the DOI numbers. You can give Andrew and Edgar a call, or even ask for Edgar at the toll-free number is 888-816-6407. You can call or text Andrew at 949-232-9569. The company is Integrity Credit Corporation. We will have them on the show again soon, definitely soon, because it's something that we need to get ready for, and as well as myself coming with the new year. We always got to have bigger goals every year. That's what we're asking ourselves to do, and we're asking you as listeners to do as well. We all need to step up the bar. Other than that, Andrew, you want to give them me and Andrew been talking on social media. Give me your social media information. Facebook.com/ChooseICC. Okay. Facebook.com/ChooseICC. I mean, we're mostly on Facebook. Okay, everything that we do on Facebook, populates on Twitter. Facebook.com/ChooseICC. If you can find us on Facebook, and we put out information on there all the time. Just want to reiterate something real quick. If you're not planning to buy a house, I mean, I know some people have been there listening. They've been renting for years. Yeah. Plan to do something. It might not happen. It might not happen in 3 months. Yeah. But plan, because it will happen eventually.
Now, another thing too, you guys, if you plan on buying a house, even if it's 6 months or a year out, based on your lifestyle, maybe you move around a lot, and right now it's just not the right time to buy. When that opportunity comes up, if you are not ready, in other words, if your credit isn't at the highest score that you can possibly get, if you're not prepared to make the best decision at that time, that's why call us. Because if you are prepared, then when that house comes up and that opportunity happens, you're ready to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Many, many times we've had a lot of people call us, or we talk to people and they said, I finally found the house of my dreams, but I wasn't ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had damaged credit. So let's take care of number one first. Let's fix your credit if that's an issue. If not, call us for a free consultation, and we will do a free analysis of your particular situation. And then at least you can have an idea of what kind of a target home price or area that you'd be qualified to do.
That's great. That's definitely great information.
Thank you very much. I mean, I want to thank you for having us on the show. Again,
Trey, it's great.
Man. You guys, whenever I do a show, I always get educated on something new every time. So I feel like I'm the luckiest man out of everybody.
You always get the best of us. Well, hey, that's why your credit score's gone up. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that.
But if you guys have any questions about this show and you guys want to give me a call directly at the station, I always welcome that 323-337-1600. Ask for Trevon Smith. And when I pick up, just tell me that we're talking about the K-Day Community Show, whether it's this one or another one, so I can do as much as I can to help you guys out as our listeners. You can also email us at kdaycommunity@gmail.com. I'm actually going to be down. I'm going to see if Andrew and Erica, I can get them to go down with me today at 9:15. We're going to be on San Vicente in West Hollywood for a 6.2 mile walk for the AIDS Walk of Los Angeles. So today's October 13th. We'll be down there about 9:15. It's a 6.2 miles. It's everything we're going to do, everything that benefits. They're going to have bands, food, everything. It goes to the benefit of AIDS and the education of AIDS, people that are getting tested and STDs. You can get all that information out at www.aidswalk.net Los Angeles. So like I said, thank you to my man Andrew, Edgar, for being part of the K-Day team. and helping us out, help out the listeners.
Thank you very much for having us, Chris.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Have a good Sunday. We'll see you next Sunday.
Thank you for listening to K-Day's Community Show, where it's your issues, your topic.